Hello, hello, hello. It's Anne Lewis, your independent, Stampin' Up independent demonstrator based on the Sunshine Coast here in Australia. So today I'm going to be showcasing these really, well, I'm going to say cute cards featuring some of the new products from the mini catalogue, the 2024 mini catalogue. Just going to put you up for me so you can see me. And I'm going to, the trick, there's always a trick with what I present. So tonight's project is all about using kind of the leftovers from the first card as my featured design for the second card. So I had this little piece left over and I decided that I would build a card around it. So, because it was just sitting on my desk looking for a home and I loved how it turned out. So if you are watching tonight, let me know that you can see and hear me. Sorry, because I always get sidetracked when I'm looking at comments and doing all the technical stuff that goes with doing these live. So, hi Lynette, hi Sharon. Rightio, let's get started. I'll put you down to my desk. Hopefully that you can see that. And these are the two cards, and I'll show you closer to the camera. Now, what I have been getting on feedback, as you know, every week I send out a card to someone who's a random person who's left a comment on my live stream, either on YouTube or on Facebook. And every time they arrive, I get this great feedback is how much nicer they look in real life. I don't know how to make them look as they really do in real life on live stream. I think it's an issue of lighting, cameras, and also the distance. But I will try and show you this a little closer so you can see there's a bit of bling. And I've coloured it, and I'm going to change things up today as I always do, so you get a different way of doing this. And this is the second card. As you see, I have no spatial capacity. I tell you that each week. So this is the card for the second one. So this one is all about layers and how rich a card can look by just adding coordinated layers. So I'm going to put those out of the way, and I'll show you something about the envelopes. So I'm going to actually decorate some envelopes as well. Now, the paper that I'm using on the first card is called the Perennial Lavender Designer Series paper. So as you see, it's got these beautiful patterns, and I'm using this pattern here. And later on the next, on this card as well, I'm using this one as well. Hi Katie, good to see you. So I'll put that away. You can see how gorgeous this paper is. As I said, everything I showcase tonight is available from my online store, and the link to my online store, the details of my online store, unfortunately it doesn't link, is at the bottom of this page. So let's get started. We're going to do this card first, and you'll understand why I am doing it first. And I'm featuring, I've just got a pile of stamps here, the Filled with Happiness stamp set. Really cute stamp set. I liked it when I first saw it, but since I've been playing with it, I've fallen in love with it even more. And I've done a few things with it. I've made tags with it. I like stamp sets that you can use for different things. And these images are really simple to colour. You could use blends, you could use watercolour pencils, you could use your inks and watercolour. So there's a lot of options. Or you can actually leave them as an outline image, which is what you see here. So I'll put that away. and let's get started. So my card, oh, wait a minute, I have done the measurements for today, hence why I was a smidgen late. So I will throw up the measurements. Hopefully you can see that. I've just put you on full, so don't ask me how to get out of that now. So there's the measurements. So if you would like to take a screenshot, but I'll also be pasting them onto Facebook and YouTube video details, so that you don't have to copy them down if you don't want to. So I'll just close this off. Found out how to do that 5 seconds ago. There it is. And we're back. So hi Chris, how are you? I'm coming back. I'm just coming back here. Oops. Technology is getting me again. There we go. Okay, so we're back on the desk. Now this time, as you see, I had my glass mat, which is one of our incentives for signing up during celebration. But I'm going to get it out of the way today because it's a little easier, because then my grid paper doesn't slide, and tonight I need some solid cardstock. Normally I've been using my glass mat so many times, but tonight very simple colouring, etc. So my card base is 8 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm using Lost Lagoon cardstock. Now I'm going to grab I've already scored it at 4 1/8 inches. Now it doesn't necessarily mean if I score it at 4 1/8, whilst it's very close, it's not, dare I use the word perfect, because nothing has to be perfect in card making. I'm going to just add the Perennial Lavender Designer Series paper, which makes it really simple, using my multi-purpose glue. It's a little hot, so I've got to be a little careful with it so it doesn't all come out. So this piece is 3 7/8. Where's all my measurements that I've got sitting here somewhere, so I don't make a mistake. It's 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. Then I'm going to add this piece here, and I'm going to place it in the middle, and this piece is 4 1/2 by 2 1/2 inches. So I've kept the measurements in this one really simple, and you can see it comes together fairly quick. In fact, both cards come together fairly quick. But this is certainly the simplest one. So I'm just placing it in the middle. The next thing we're going to do is this top panel, and it takes 2 pieces of basic white cardstock. I'll just put that out of the way for a moment. And this piece here is 3 by 4 inches, and this piece is 3 1/8 by 2 5/8. Now this is the piece that goes for the second card. So I'll put that there, and you'll see how this all comes together. Now I'm grabbing the stamp set from Filled with Happiness. Now I've just shoved that on, but I want this nice and straight. A little hot in here today. So there's some lines. I've got some cardstock here I can use. So I'm thinking you can see. They've got lines in this stamp set. So I'm going to line them up on my grid paper, and then I know that my stamp is straight. Then I'll grab my block, line it straight up on my grid paper as well. If you're watching, let me know where you're watching from. Chris stuff all over my computer here. Chris says the gorgeous card. Love it, love it, love it. Pretty peacock as well, bonus. I know. So everyone's enjoying the cards that I'm sending out. So how good is that? I love it when my cards bring happiness. Got a few things on my desk as I always do. So I'm using Memento ink. I've re-inked it. So it's going to have a fair bit of colour. Just got to make sure I didn't put too much ink on it. I like the black from Memento ink because it's always got lots of nice colours, such an easy stamp to use. All I'm doing is placing this right in the centre of this piece. It's not difficult to line up. Now, if you have trouble with our photopolymer stamps stamping a great image, grab your piercing mat and use it underneath. Or if you've got a mouse mat, that works just as well. I know, so I'll walk that back. Hopefully this is going to look fabulous. Can I say it does? Then I also want to stamp exactly the same image on this smaller piece of paper. Now you have to make sure that this piece of paper, this cardstock, is facing so that the longer side, I've lost my way of describing this, but so this is my longest side, so it is, I'm just looking at my measurements, is 3 and an, wait a minute, better measure which ones I'm doing here. Here's my great ruler. This one is just looking at my measurements here, 2 3/4 by 3 1/8. Now I've given you 2 5/8, but which will work just the same, but this piece is actually 2 5/8. So my measurements will still work. So I need this going long ways, and you'll understand the why when I find that other card that I've put away. I don't know how they disappear off my desk, truly. Anyway, so we're going to do this, stamp this. Then I'm going to use the modern oval punch to punch out the centre of this. Whoops, we made a mistake. Got to go in sideways, this one. So I want this to be nice and even all around that marking. I'm left with that. So I'm going to put that aside because that is the feature of the second card. I think we're going to have to search for my second card. Hold on. So this is going to sit up on top of that, but before I do that, I'm going to colour that little bluebird somewhere. Here we go. Now, I'm going to do, I know I called him a bluebird, but mine's not going to be a bluebird. There's the card there. Had him upside down right in front of me. But I'm going to be using one of our watercolour pencils. You don't see me use them very often. And I'm going to keep it a little more subtle than what I did on this one. As you see, I got a little carried away colouring him. Now the pencils are so easy to use. And rather than using our blenders, I've decided to use the Wink of Stella. So it'll also, not only will it blend that colour and make it pop, it will also add a little bit of bling, which you know I like a little bit of bling. There we go. So I've kept really, really simple. Now I could have done exactly the same with all my greens, but I'm going to be using I think I'm using this. I know, just to do the leaves. Just to keep it nice and simple. That's the dark one. I must have a light one somewhere in my box, but this one will still look okay. You can see I'm not actually blending, I'm just doing a bit of colouring. And I'll just put some colour here. I'm going to put some bling on there anyway, but I'll add a bit of colour for where the bling doesn't go. And again, and you'll see, because I'm going to add some of the coordinating gems for this, which I think, what are they called? Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. Now, as you know, I'm not a great purple fan, but I love these. Absolutely love these. So, I just want some little ones. I might do the light ones up here for this. I'll put one there, one here, and one there. Actually, I'm going to have to put one more. You know, I like to keep things odd. But this time they're going to be even. Then this is going to pop up there. So I'm going to grab some dimensionals. I've got some dimensionals here. Got some leftover ones. My new little scissor charm, isn't it gorgeous? Well, actually, you can't see. I haven't got you on the right. Nobody's been telling me. Sorry about that. Now you can see. So I'll just show you what I've done. So I've coloured that. You can see it's got a bit of bling. I've added the bling. Then I'm going to pop this up. I don't let any of my dimensionals go to waste. Now, for those who watch me and keep saying there must be a dimensional sale on, I do use a few dimensionals because I don't want them Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I know. The only problem is, I know, we're right to go, I think. No, we're not. Wait 1 second. I'll have to go out again and just change the camera. Hello, how are you? I can see that sorry about that. I don't know. Don't you hate technology? Hello. So I am back. Hello. Let me know if you can hear and see me now. I'll give you, there's me. So you can see if I should be talking. Can you hear me? And if you can, rightio, fabulous. No, lost sound again. You just blasted me off the chair with the sound. I'm not sure whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Oh yeah, let me know if you lose sound again. Seeing 100%, hearing 500%. Oh yeah, turn the volume down because I've added earphones, which does mean that the microphone is a lot closer. So you might have to turn it down a little bit. Oh yeah, so let's get going. How annoying was that? Technology is something. Now I'm adding lots of glue in the hope that somehow that's going to help this. It's lucky I can glue everywhere here. So I'm just adding these decorative layers on the inside of the first card. And I'll show you what I stamped on the inside of this card. Wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. And it comes from the stamp set that you see me pull out all the time. Oh, gee whiz. There we go. Oh, this is just to see how I handle issues, isn't it? I know. So this is the stamp set. So I've just added the layer here. This is the stamp set that I stamped on the inside of this card. And it says, wishing you a little extra happiness because you're you. Love this for the sentiments in particular. I mean, the images are lovely, but particularly, I'm not going to stamp it. But what I am going to do is do this layer decoration on the back of my envelope. Now I'm going to show you 2 ways to decorate envelopes tonight because I'm a great, can I say I'm a great envelope decorator? I'm not sure that's the right word. So I'm using Lost Lagoon. I've opened up the flap and I want to make sure that the edge, bottom edge of my stamp here is stamping off the envelope. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, this. You just have to stamp it quickly across. And how beautiful is this? Looks so cute. So I love that, and you saw how quick it was. So I'm going to put that aside. I've done card 1, And then you're going to see how I've used this piece here to design the second card. So this is my second card. As you see, it's got quite a few layers. So it has the pecan pie layer. It also has this misty moonlight layer that I've stamped. It has a soft sea foam layer that I have embossed. And it has this Flight and Airy Designer Series paper, which is one of the free products from Sale-a-bration. Keep talking to me, otherwise I think I've lost you. And I've got this piece actually on top that I've used as a frame. So give me a second. I'm going to grab, I'm going to take off, well, no, I'll take off the banner so you can see better. So you can see a little better. I'm bringing another just my ingredients for this one. So here's my pecan pie layer. Now I do the majority of my card bases all the same size. So this is going to be 8 1/4 by, you won't believe this, because I've actually am missing a piece after I double check this. But anyway, I can recut that. I don't know, hate that. Anyway, that's okay. So I'm going to, what I did here is we used a Flight and Airy piece of Designer Series paper. I'm going to leave that out and you'll see the difference of leaving that faint pattern paper out, and you'll see how it still comes together, but probably you'll see why I added that sheet. Oh, I've got to add that sheet. Sorry. Won't be too, it'll be nice and easy to find. Just got to find them. The piece. Probably is because none of these fit. So I might go without. And you'll see how it comes together. Now this I'm going to stamp, and I'm going to use just a background stamp from the Notes and Natures. Perfect for background stamping. And I'm going to use basic black, so the Memento ink. And this is really quick technique, just to add a little bit of definition. Come back to the comments. I just want this at different angles to add a little bit of texture. See, it didn't take very long. Put the lid back on. And I'll add this here. Now it doesn't matter about the circle here because I'm going to since I lost sound, I'm using 6 times more adhesive than I did before. It's not a good thing. So I'm just spreading it away from the edges so it's not going to squish through. Add this here. Then I have this piece here, which I have embossed with the quatrefoil tie. Now it's a carryover item and is one of our now online exclusives. So it can be found from my online store under online exclusives. Looking for some more of these. And you've got to pick which side you like. This is I would call it slightly distressed, this embossing folder. Is off. Add that. Then I'm adding this. Now I'm just going to use some of this. As you can see, it comes together really quickly. Again, this card. I'm lining it up centered top and bottom and side to side. Then I'm just going to find, this sits right in the center, so it lines up the same size as the soft sea foam is here. I'm going to pop this up, and one of those birds has to be framed with a bit of luck. Now, I didn't spend any time on trying to frame them. There's lots of birds on here, so I decided that I had faith that one of them would be framed somewhere. And in all the cards I've made, there's been more than one. I don't want this to collapse at the side. Using your craft knife. Sharon's watching, but doing a so. As long as I get this little birdie down the bottom, this is going to work. There we go. Then I'll add the center here. And I've got this piece cut here. I am certainly adding more glue. So, pressure, more glue. Not a good combination. Then on the inside of this card, I have a little love from me to you. So this comes from what I would call my favourite Valentine's set. Could use it for everything, but it's my favourite. It's one I would use for Valentine's Day. A little love from me to you. So it's from the Sending Love stamp set. Now, in the original card that I made, so you can see the difference. I did this in pecan pie. Didn't like it, but I didn't know until I actually did it. This time it's going to match the front of the card. So I'm going to be using the Memento ink. And a nice smooth surface. Get it up the right way. I always square mine up on the grid paper because that seems to help me. Remember, for those that watch Christine and I, she puts stamps on crooked and gets it, that works for her. So we all find our own tips and tricks. Now I'm coming down to the last days of registering for my retreat. So if you are interested, all the details are on my Facebook page under events. But I will be closing registration very soon. So I've already embossed this envelope. Oh, here it is. And I'm hoping that you can see how gorgeous that embossing makes that envelope. So we have two techniques. there's my card. I'll just bring on the other one so you can see the 2 cards that I've made. That's the one I made today. And this is, so we'll do that. So they're the 2 cards, and as you can see, it was the leftover from that that made this card. I really apologise for the sound issue, but we were able to solve it. I'm just seeing the comments. And don't forget that I will still be sending out one of these cards to someone who leaves a comment today. I normally draw it on the day after, so that will be Thursday. So leave comments irrespective, because I love reading them and they give me an idea what you like, etc. So thanks everybody. Thank you so much for your patience. I really appreciate that, because it has been a technically challenging night, and so thank you. Don't forget, Sale-a-bration is running in January and February, so we're nearly halfway through Sale-a-bration. And so what's so good about Sale-a-bration is that you can get, there's so much. There's a signing up to become a demonstrator bonus, an absolute, fabulous choices there. There's also, if you place an order over $500 and you can get a few of your friends to do that, there's additional bonuses there. And there's also free products that are in the Sale-a-bration catalogue. All these are available from my online store. The catalogues can also be seen from my online store. And they're also linked in quite a few of my posts on Facebook. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the lovely feedback, Sharon. Before you go, do let me know which card you do like. So card 1 or card 2, which is your favourite. I can hold them up a little closer. And let me know, because that helps me also decide which cards I use for classes, etc. Thanks, everybody. Leave a comment. You can still leave comments once I end the live stream. Thanks, everybody. Much appreciated.